Small Town Minds.
Hey there, welcome to Small Town Minds podcast about anything, everything, but probably, let's face it, nothing. Here we got 5 guys from a small town in Tennessee. That's where we come from. We got one stuck there today.
The Brady Bunch.
This might be like Hollywood Squares right now, or Brady Bunch. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. All right, hey guys, what's going on?
I'm not just a couple of weeks, really. I mean, as far as the world goes, in my life, it's boring just watching TV and listening to things crumble around me, I guess.
You know what? Sometimes boring is nice. I don't mind boring occasionally. But sometimes it's better than having to deal with a laundry list of topics like we're going to do tonight. That just seems to pop up every day or so. Yeah. Anybody got anything before we start? Nope. All right. Cool. All right. What's that?
Oh, nothing. I was just breathe. Sorry.
All right, here we go. First up, let's talk about Marvel versus DC. This has always been a thing here. Braden and I used to talk about this a lot on the old podcast. I feel like, it's sort of just a thing where everybody just always sort of seems like they shit on DC automatically. And I'm not saying some of it isn't well-deserved, because it is. But they definitely do seem like they really love to make them sort of suffer. Am I wrong about that, Braden?
No. Yeah, I mean, Marvel, I still say from Iron Man to Endgame, it's some of the best storytelling in film. Full stop. And that's kind of a bold statement, but they made up $1 billion in total. Really, they basically brought the comic books to life. Since then, it's been a little hit and miss, and we'll talk about a big hit right here in a minute. But DC, there's been a lot of start-stop. And it's just, there's nothing there that really, I don't know. It's too much start-stop, I guess. But
definitely too much start-stop. And may have another one here. People talking about, Gunn, if he's going to be continuing on. I mean, because that's the way it goes. I mean, once they get a failure and another failure, then they say, okay, let's do something different and start rebooting everything all the time. And it is true. And not that Marvel hasn't done some reboots. I mean, let's face it, they have. But you're right. I mean, for the longest period now, they've had mostly the same people and the same characters and everything. The continuity's been really fluid. It's been nice. Whereas DC, they do jump the gun, and when something goes bad, they'll get one good hit and they go, all right, cool, and then like 3 or 4 bombs, and then it's like over. But what do you guys think about that? Anybody got anything on that one? Tuck?
No, not really. I mean, DC used to kill Marvel back in the day with, like, when they come out with the Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, like that hurt like Marvel a lot because they couldn't produce movies like that and everything. So they did reign once upon a time.
Well, I was gonna say even Tim Burton's Batman back in the day was, they were still,
because you had a shitty Fantastic Four and a shitty Spider-Man.
I've not liked the DC movie since The Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight trilogy. That was that was the highlight.
Yeah.
Oh. And right now, I've talked about it before. I think, and superhero movies are not like my main source of entertainment, but I think that The Dark Knight is one of, if not the best movie ever made. It's just, it's up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there's two examples here. We had Supergirl came out and Spider-Man, the new one, Part 4, in that storyline. Did anybody see either one of those?
I watched Spider-Man.
You seen Spider-Man? And what about you guys? No,
No.
not yet. Not yet. All right, so I've seen them both, and I kind of agree with it.
Just like, oh god, it's terrible.
I mean, it's not very good. It's not. I don't know if it's terrible, but I definitely didn't think it was amazing, for sure. And the thing about that girl, the actress, she, when I'm watching her on screen, I have the same reaction that I have watching a Billie Eilish or what we talked about with David Grohl's daughter. Like people are just like kind of entitled, like I don't really want to be here, but I'm here. That's what it kind of feels like. To me, that's what I got from it. The movie itself, I mean, I don't know. It was okay. It just wasn't. Again, it wasn't like, oh my god, this blows me away kind of a deal. And again, we've watched so many superhero movies. I think it might be kind of hard to do that. But then again, we got Spider-Man 4, a massive hit, made over $1 billion already. I mean, it's gonna go and it's gonna make some serious money by the time it's over. Tuck, what do you think about Spider-Man? Without spoilers, obviously, but what do you think about it?
I thought it was really good. I didn't know a lot of the canon, like where we talked about where it was created in 2008. They got it from a comic book from 2008.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that storyline a lot, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it was still a continuation from the other ones, but I didn't know what storyline they were using. But I thought it was really good. Not as good as the one with Doctor Strange and him when I had all three Spider-Mans, but it's up there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about the Marvels is they do. Especially with this one, I mean, it is cameo heavy. I mean, there's a lot of people in and out from the other franchises and stuff that you'll know. And like we talked about, Tuck, it does sort of set up the Doomsday as it's going forward. So they're while they are standalone movies, they do see the bigger picture, and it does inch toward that kind of stuff. So. I mean, yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was good. Honestly, it was enjoyable. I had read that comic, and I wasn't particularly a fan of that storyline where he just has to start everything over, kind of a deal. Yeah. I don't particularly like it, but it works in cinematic form. So it's a pretty good movie, honestly. So yeah, I'd say check it out.
That's what Spider-Man's always been about, rebooting, right?
Reboots. There's been a lot of Spider-Man reboots. That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, so I sent you guys a song, Mad TV parody song, "Take Back America." You guys listen to that?
Who's it by? I missed that one. Fuck.
It's Mad TV parody song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this actually came out 30 years ago, around that time. So it's nothing new, Obviously, Mad TV's but they were around a long time ago. But if you listen to that song, I mean, word for word, beat for beat, I mean, it pretty much kind of sums up a certain party that we won't mention, but it does. It's like, wow, that's very close.
I did get a chuckle out of "Hey Senorita, put down that fajita, get your butt back to Mexico." I did get a chuckle out of that. That was pretty funny. But yeah, you're right. It does. It could come out today and be relevant for sure. But like you said, it's been these ideas have been around for quite some time.
Yeah. So, I mean, we think it's new, but it really isn't. It's more just like stuff that's been maybe a little bit in the background to certain degrees that have just come to the forefront. But yeah, it's always been there.
It's been covered by top men.
By top what?
Top men. It's an Indiana Jones reference. Sorry.
Oh. All right, Matt, you watched Obsession? Tell us about it.
Oh yeah. Very interesting take on a horror film, I think, or maybe it's just suspense, but there were certain parts that were very horrifying.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie.
Okay. Okay. And then, going in, I didn't know like the backstory that this was like a very low budget film, from what I understand.
Yeah, 750 million.
Yeah. So, I mean, to know that, and then it's probably one of my favorite horror films I've watched in several years. Maybe even longer, but I would suggest anyone who hasn't seen it to watch it and just be ready to be surprised.
I think it's a very palatable horror film that I think anybody can kind of enjoy. So not just the avid horror aficionado. Um, but the premise itself has been done and been done so many times that you would kind of be like, oh, that's not original. It really is not original at all, which is funny because it's actually really, really good. So he just took that concept that's old as dirt and made it his own and sort of brought it into life, and it just works really well. And
Yeah.
but the performances, like Matt talked about, the performance, especially the lead actress, is just amazing. Um, you know, but this movie has went on to make all kinds of money. It's actually now, and I don't know about if we're talking about inflation, but it has now outperformed The Exorcist and stuff. It's in the top like 10 horror movies of all time already. So, so yeah, it's definitely connected with a lot of people, and it's actually his first like like not full feature because he did a feature on YouTube. He did a lot of YouTube stuff. That he came from YouTube. He's just a YouTube creator who started making movies. He did a little small budget movie on YouTube here a couple years ago, but now this was the first really big budget he did. But again, like, it wasn't even that big of a budget. But yeah, so he's going to probably go on and do a lot of stuff in the genre, I would think. So, but yeah, it is a good movie. I think it's on Peacock right now if you want to watch it. Yeah. All right, let's go on to some other stuff. China has built a 582-ton magnet to help with their artificial sun to confine plasma hotter than 150 Celsius. Right?
Yeah. So what this all boils down to is nuclear fusion, and this is kind of big because, and I feel like I'm pretty buried in the news articles these days. I've not seen anything about us working on this, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty certain nuclear fusion allows for constant renewable energy that's not reliant on a lot of common things we currently rely on. So yeah, I found this highly, highly interesting. So, and apparently the goal is by 2030 to have this thing up and going. It is in, I'm going to butcher this, Hefei and Hui province, wherever that's at. But yeah, ultimate energy source in the pursuit of limitless clean energy. So I don't know, something to keep an eye on, because I feel like if they get that, whew, that certainly bolts them out in front.
Harness the power of a star here. Yeah, they've already got it.
Yeah,
I think I've always been talking about magnets, haven't I? Everybody makes fun of me at home, for the fact that of my love of magnets. So
We just don't get them wet.
Yeah, just don't get them wet.
I don't know.
No, that's Gremlins. That's a Gremlins. That's not Magnus.
But no, so I had heard about that one also, and I think I would love to see renewable energy. Hopefully that's something that can actually come to fruition. I thought I read something where Tennessee is part of a nuclear revamp also.
Yes, that is true. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Which I think it's either fusion or fission. I mean, whichever one they are working on. Yes, here are they going to? We'll get. Well, we can just do it now if you want to. So there is a thing, but there is a kind of trade-off to that, because. Tennessee actually has sort of accepted, I don't know if it's accepted, but they've accepted, I guess, the idea that some nuclear waste.
Yeah.
Like they agree that they're going to pretty much dump some nuclear waste. I'm not sure exactly where in Tennessee, but the exchange for that is they're going to get a bunch of funding to work on some nuclear energy. So yeah, I mean, but again, I don't think we're anywhere near where they are, you know. But
Yeah.
if we haven't even started and they are, you know, we're behind.
Yeah.
Too many races to keep up with, and I think we're losing a few here.
Yeah, we're well behind though.
Yeah. Tuck, anything on that?
Doesn't surprise me.
No.
It surprised me earlier too. You guys sent the topics, and I read into it, and I was amazed. I didn't think we were anywhere. Or, I know it's not us, but humans were anywhere close to that yet. But it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Michigan reports 2 first deaths from the diarrhea causing parasite cyclospora. Uh-oh. This answers the question, can you literally shit yourself to death? No.
Yes, you can. Okay.
You this is a terrible situation, obviously, where people obviously got very dehydrated, and who knows exactly how it went down, but hopefully they're getting a handle on this. I don't know if they are, but you know, since there was so much disinformation about where it started and who was the cause, I don't know if we are actually getting that under control or not. But we need to, because that's not a good thing to have. I don't think anybody wants it.
Nah, I prefer not to shit my pants. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's usually a good.
it's just a personal preference, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, Braden, I sent you this. I don't know if we want to talk about this. Is more of a conspiracy theory than anything, really. It was talking about surveillance, and it's talking about how people think that surveillance is mostly like cameras, the thought cameras, and all that stuff, you know. But this was going in and saying like, okay, but that's not really true. That 90% of surveillance is energy fields.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying how basically they're using like sort of like a Sims model with Wi-Fi, radar, sound waves, 5G, 6G, and all this different stuff to sort of keep monitoring people. But not only that, but like stuff like house paint, like they're saying painters, there's certain ones that can come in, coat your house, and it would just be like sort of a thermal energy. I don't exactly like that, but and then all these other different ways too. It was kind of wild, right, Braden?
Yeah. So it is like a lot of things, like you just mentioned. This little thing mentions, you know, flock cameras are really good at riling people up, but they call it like full spectrum dominance. And you mentioned the sound waves and everything. And like you mentioned, it's kind of a conspiracy, but anymore, and I try not to venture down this path, but anymore, I'm just like, is it though? I don't know.
I remember years ago, 3 or 4, or hell, it may have been 2 months ago, and I'm just imagining it was forever ago. But I remember reading articles about, you know, saying your router can be used to ping and see exactly where you are in the room.
In the room, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's something. From the way that read, the capability could be it can be on all the time and just, you know, basically be kind of like you're saying, watching you like The Sims. So I mean, I think this is something that is very possible based off the realms of what we see of different radar systems, how they, look at different things, just the things we even know that they're able to do. So I think it's very likely that the flock cameras are just there to make the people who need to feel like they can see themselves being watched. There's my soapbox and conspiracy part.
Well, we talked about a long time ago about during the war how they found the pilot, with a heartbeat, detector. So if we have that technology in the middle of freaking nowhere, then I would assume definitely domestically we would probably have technology that could probably pinpoint just about anybody that they want to try to find.
My theory is if they can do all that kind of stuff in the flock cameras, the flock camera is only there so that way they can actually prosecute you for that. They can't tell you they'll be looking at the rest of the shit. So
that's a good point.
That is actually a very good point.
This is the part you know about. We know a lot more. We're not telling you that part.
Right. Tuck, you like this stuff?
Yeah, I guess.
Bring it on.
I say fuck everything. Let's go back to 80s technology.
I was picturing like the whole scene like from The Dark Knight when he creates that sonar saying like that's how I was like visualizing the pinging and everything.
Mm-hmm.
As y'all were talking, I was thinking the callback earlier about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Nolan didn't create that. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe exactly.
Or gave somebody some bad ideas.
Well, we're learning more and more that these so-called creative movies that we've watched over the years are not. They're more just prophecies than anything.
Foretelling, yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hope not.
There's a lot of coincidences in them. It's really wild.
So Bucky sues a tiny Ohio minimart over beaver logo. Now, John Oliver did a piece on Bucky's recently, and I'd heard about Bucky suing some places before, but didn't really invest too much into it, to be honest. But, obviously, what he brought to light was the fact that they're really just going after everybody, and they have the money to do it. Everybody that basically has a animal logo. I mean, pretty much. But, which is crazy to me. But here's the weird one about this one. And this one actually happened after he aired that. This is a new one. So this tiny one in Ohio. Now, here's the thing. And to me, this is bullying and monopolizing bullshit. Because the thing is this little mini mart had been there for over a decade with this logo, and Buc-Ee's wasn't even in Ohio at the time. This mini mart's nowhere near like the interstate or anything like that, so it's not even anywhere near real competition. So Buc-Ee's swoops into the state, and they see this, and they go, "Oh, that's got to go."
I saw the image. I was just like, there's no comparison just because it's a beaver. I mean, it's more closer to Rocky and Bullwinkle than it is.
It's not even just mammals they're going after. They're going after, like, everything. Or not just, like beavers and everything. There's like pigs and everything they were going after. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. Buc-Off. I ordered my shirt. It was supposed to be here. I was hoping to be here before we recorded today, but it didn't work. Buc-Off.
Buc-U. Look.
Under my fucking hat, you fucking bitch.
I mean, to me, like
old joke. Old joke. My bad.
But and here's the thing. According to his reporting, most of the time, Buc-Ee's wins the cases. Most of the times these smaller places either have to give up or settle or whatever, and Buc-Ee ends up winning because they have more money. Bigger corporations are able to smoke you out that way with the wonderful legal system we have in play. And same thing will probably happen to this one. I mean, this is a woman who's like, I don't know why they went after me. And really, it's like, what purpose does it serve? I mean, like, I can't go to Buc-ee's. I got to go to the Little Beaver Mart.
They're going to take so
They don't
much
have any-
business away from Buc-ee's.
And this one doesn't even have gas stations.
Yeah. Shouldn't we be allowed to have a variety of beavers?
Well, Matt, that's a different topic.
Bam, bam, down, bam, bam, down.
Man.
This isn't Utah, Matt.
Okay.
I saw that they have not sued Oliver yet, so that's.
I don't think that's going to happen, but they'll go after the little people that they know that they can, that they can push around and bully. It's kind of sad.
Buc-ee's thinks it's the Winter Soldier.
All right, let's go to AI. Yay!
What's that?
Apparently, AI companies are anonymously buying, scanning, and then destroying millions of books.
What about that?
I've seen like, I don't know, 10 or 15 articles about this over the last week or two. So
I guess
they're
once
doing
the
it.
AI has it, they don't need it. Once they're going to get rid of
Right.
us.
Right.
Who's going to read it?
So what they're doing is going through a third party, and that way it's not really known, right, that it's being used for that purpose, because some people might not want that to happen. I think a lot of people wouldn't really, but so they're doing that, and then they're literally just destroying them because, yeah, like you said, they don't need them anymore.
I'm trying to kill physical media.
Are they hiring Christians? Burn them.
Hey, I was in Target in Knoxville just the other day, and I looked around, and I was very sad because all the movies. There is no movie section at all. Not at all. Not even like the new releases anymore. It's all gone. There is a tiny, tiny one little section for vinyl and maybe like a handful of CDs. That's it. But yeah, it's almost all gone. But what do you think about this, Braden, with the scanning, burning of the books?
Yeah. It's a sign of things to come. I mean, I think we'll see more Mandela effects as a result of this. We're going to remember the Odyssey, for instance. We're going to, and not the Nolan version, if there's anything wrong with that, but the book. We're going to remember a certain way. AI will get a hold of it, and it'll be slightly tweaked, and the next generations won't know any different. And then if there is any more next generations after that, yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad. We're really good at creating our own demise.
We are, aren't we?
Fucking
One thing
nuclear
we're good
bombs.
It's kind of going away with more physical media. If they've got it there, do away with the physical media, then they have to charge it every single time. Every single eye that looks at it. You don't get to pass around a book. You have to pay every book you want to look at.
Yeah.
This beaver ain't free. You got to pay for it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys.
You catch a free beaver. It's not good.
It's a pirate beaver.
I don't know if you guys ever use the Internet Archive or not, but I use it a lot for a lot of different stuff. For like all kinds of media, because there's all kinds of media on there. There's movies, music, and there used to be books, and there are still some. But during COVID, they basically just like became the world open library, where like tons, I mean, probably millions of books were available on there that you could just pop up and just read. But then I guess they got sued because after COVID was over, they're like, you can't have this, and they tried to fight it, but they lost. And so now they still have books on there, and you can like borrow them like a library, but you can't just freely look at them. So you have to like borrow and then put them back and then borrow them again if you want to, kind of like that kind of deal. But yeah, it was like an open source place where you could just kind of just like devour all kinds of media, But like you said, if AI gets a hold of everything and all of the physical media goes away, yeah, I mean, that's what they want, right? They want you to own nothing, but to pay for it monthly, yearly, that kind of stuff. That's the model,
A la
right?
carte.
Yep.
Yeah.
A la carte.
Yep. Yeah. We're the only person who has this. You're going to spend 8 times what you would to do anything else just to look at this one time.
They're gonna come
Yeah.
take all my movies. Barge in with a warrant.
Oh Lord. They'll have to bring their lifting belts for all the CDs I've still got out in the building. So
From my cold dead hand.
I knew Columbia House would come collecting one day.
oh man,
Damn it.
BMG and all them motherfuckers.
you still owe me $6.37 from 1997.
You only paid the 99 cents. You never paid.
That was a good scam. That was a good scam.
That was. Loved
All
it.
right, moving on.
They
Cops
trusted
use flock cameras to create a pretext to search a Wisconsin man who kind of was going back and forth to Michigan to search his car for weed.
Fuck them.
Brady?
Yeah, the Brown County Sheriff's Department, Wisconsin. They're already compliant with the flock cameras, recording license plate and everything of all the vehicles. Tracked a man as he drove from Wisconsin, where possession remains a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine. To Michigan, where recreational weed purchase and possession are legal. So
He's bootlegging.
here's the whole thing that irks me about the states' rights argument. They just trying to get some fucking weed, man. Like,
You heard nobody.
he ain't hurting nobody. And fuck, even if he's trying to sell it, he ain't hurting nobody. Like, goddamn. So he has to drive across states' lines. And yeah, that's my big argument with states' rights is if we truly are a free nation, are we in certain places you are? So
I think it was Soul Asylum, Matt, that said the right thing changes from state to state.
Yeah, the right thing changes from state to state. That was definitely Soul Asylum.
Well, they didn't know he was doing anything illegal, but the algorithm had to tell them that he was doing something. Might be doing something. I don't know. I don't like flock cameras.
Fuck them.
Flock them. Flock them.
20 years ago, give me a chain and a 4x4, and I.
You should probably trademark that one, just in case. I think Flock 'em might catch on.
That's got to be a T-shirt, man. Flock 'em. Here's another example. Same thing. Texas cop searched nationwide database flock cameras for a woman who got an abortion.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Man, Barry, why go to that much trouble? Why was she so special?
Because good dang it, you can't do that. It's not allowed by state.
Because she's not allowed
She did in Texas.
control over her body. That's why.
They were all
Because there's got to be some man in politics that says no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of crazy. But there is pushback, and we talked about some people that are definitely against this. There's some Republicans in Tennessee that are against this, and I'm totally in agreement with them. I don't like these flock cameras. There was another guy, a Tennessee congressional candidate. I'm not sure if he still is. Adam Heimerman, he got arrested for shooting 4 of the flock cameras, maybe more, but I think at least 4 of them. And this guy, I think he's like the modern day Robin Hood. I mean, he's like a folk hero.
Where do we donate for bail?
You get my weed.
No, he actually there is a GoFundMe on, I think, for him, and
Gotcha.
it's like, yeah, it's up there. It's way up there. Yeah, you know what? I say put him in. Let's vote for him because I like his style. I'm telling you.
We've been voting in criminals. We might as well. That's my kind of criminal.
Yeah, exactly. Keep him with it. In AI, FBI wants to use AI to predict who will commit a crime. We talked about this a little bit before, Braden, but we're really getting there, aren't we? We're really getting to the Minority Report. It's coming. Tom Cruise he's the supervisor on this.
Yep.
Yeah. John Oliver did a big piece on this last episode as we're recording. Highly recommend it. But it really is, and my theory is we still don't know what the fuck AI is, really. The stock market is through the fucking roof, propped up by AI. They got to sell it somehow, any way they fucking can. Law enforcement are seemingly all about it, so you get government contracts, yeah. So I don't know.
Okay,
yeah.
So think about it like this: shoplifter in Walmart. Okay, you're going around, you're like, oh, I like this. I'm gonna put this in my pocket, and they go, and somebody's like, loss prevention's like, oh, I see that guy. And they follow you around, and they go, huh, look at that guy. Oh, let me put something else in my pocket. Okay, and then before you actually go out the fucking door, you have a change of heart and you go, you know what? I don't want to do this. You put it aside. You set it aside. They see you set it aside. You walk out the damn door. They don't do anything to you. Why? Because you didn't actually commit a crime. How are you going to get arrested for a crime you didn't commit?
Yeah, thought about it. Yeah.
I mean, this is thought police, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it in my head.
Yeah, I think everybody's in trouble if that's the case that we're going to, because
think about it.
Sure, yeah, pretty sure everybody, like when that car cuts them off, it's like, oh,
would anybody miss them?
Yeah, exactly. Clip them just a little bit, they'll run into the snow. So I mean, yeah, it's very scary, and so we have talked about this several times. That if it gets to a point to where they're trying to think of your next move, or maybe they are accurate at guessing your next move, I think that's the lack of, or that's when free will and freedom goes out the window.
There goes your Buc-Off 5.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, the thing is you can have a thought. You can have even a sort of idea of like I would want to do this or dream about it. Be very almost like to the point of I want to do this, but then talk yourself out of it. And I guarantee there's plenty of people that do that sort of stuff. They get to the point where I want to. Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, okay, I'm all right. You know what I mean?
Put the safety back on the gun.
Yeah, it's like if that motherfucker was here right now, but but then the next day is fine. You wake up and you're good. It's like at what point does it go? Oh, you've been flagged for this, so now you get taken into custody because I think anybody older or definitely smart enough knows not to put anything on the internet anymore. Obviously, young people are going to, but so where are they getting all this information from anyway? I mean, what do you think of where that's coming from?
all the information that they're tracking us with, phones, flock cameras, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They know exactly where we're going every single day.
So if I say, man, I wish he was fucking in the ground, they're like, oh, he's gonna do it.
Yep.
Well,
Guys, we got somebody who's bust in, Mike. Shh.
I could see how it could be like the AI could be useful for like a serial killer or something. Somebody that's striking in a random pattern, maybe something like that. It could help for investigating, but yeah, not just to convict somebody just because.
They need to put it on Garth Brooks.
Allegedly. We got to throw a little twist in here.
Was it Garth Brooks? It was Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that sexual harassment thing with Garth Brooks? I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
Me neither.
Last I heard he was going on tour.
Going down till the sun
people.
comes up.
Well, sometimes money helps, doesn't it? It's fine. All right. So now this one was fucking crazy. New Orleans will use AI to answer 911 calls instead of a human. What the actual fuck?
So,
I'm just wondering if it's going to be. I'm kind of being an asshole here. Is it going to be any worse than what they've got at the moment? I mean,
true.
And apologies to anyone who might actually work for the 911 answering service in New Orleans. I didn't mean that seriously. It was just more of it seems like everywhere we turn, there's something that you'd be like, why would we use the robot here? But
somebody's making money.
Yeah, well,
and they're not to pay a person; they're just paying a company.
Well, sure, but but that's the thing is, has any of you guys ever actually been on the phone with AI? I was on it today. It's infuriating. Like you cannot get anywhere, and they do not, and they are programmed to direct you nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Like it's literally that thing. So how would it be beneficial for 911 calls? It makes zero sense to me. Brayden, what do you got?
No, I agree. So digging into it a little bit more, it's to Cliff's point, somebody's making money. An AI triage tool from a company called Carbine to manage heavy call surges during reported motor vehicle accidents. So the AI only engages in 911 calls if a 911 call originates within 200 meters of a known already reported car crash.
Okay. So a follow-up?
Acceptable.
Not really. You probably still need somebody. You probably still, if you're calling 911, you probably need to talk to somebody. Maybe I'm wrong.
So a couple more interesting things. The automated agent asks if the caller is reporting that specific accident. If the caller says yes, the AI provides updates or information. If the answer is no.
You forgot Espanol?
If the answer is no or involves a different emergency, the system transfers the call to a human dispatcher.
Okay.
So if you haven't wrecked your car, but someone's actively trying to murder you, there's going to be a slight delay.
It's only like 8 seconds, though, if you answer properly.
We got plenty of time. He missed the first time. It's good.
Yeah.
This is
Serpentine.
I've already dealt with them enough to know that they are absolutely horrendous. I mean, we've had to deal with that automated shit for years now anyway, which is already the biggest headache in the world. But this is not any better. It sounds better. Oh, hi, Michael. This is your AI assistant. But not any better at all. Not any better. It gets you nowhere. Like seriously. You'll have to probably try 3 or 4 times to get what you want, typically, with an AI call. It's just,
If I have to deal with Amazon, I'm like, I want to speak to a real representative. That's the first thing
like, and they say, well, tell us what you need, Tuck,
I'm
and
like,
we
I
may
don't
be able
care.
to assist you. Uh, well, we need some more information to direct you to the place that you need to be. Tell us exactly what the problem is. Give us a more detailed account. I mean, it just goes on. Ugh, silly. All right, so maybe a good one here. Braden, AI could help traffic air controllers keep planes flying safely.
Maybe
Uh,
a good one.
maybe.
So air traffic controllers. Again, John Oliver done a piece on them, or either earlier this year or late last year. A thankless job. A lot of people are stressed out. Like a lot of pressure to get these planes to
Sure.
land. A lot of lives in your hands. So, with air travel predicted to more than double by 2050, AI agents could continuously monitor airspace and assist where the human counterparts are. So, while this could be a good thing, you also got to think. I think in the last episode we talked about, jobs, AI taking jobs. This is a step in that direction, especially if it succeeds, which I have my doubts it will. But
Well, what's
It's not the
like
point
10,
of it
10 planes?
succeeding.
yeah,
It seems like they're just going for it, man.
You're right.
true.
You're right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I hope they
See
look
what
like a cop
happens.
airplane movie. So they make them look like.
Ugh.
And that's the thing, Cliff, is, we've already seen AI fuck up on different things. We've obviously known that they're prone to errors. They're not perfect, in any form. And yet, yes, to just hand off control of that to them, and maybe it won't be at first, hopefully, but who knows? But just to hand that sort of responsibility off to them and say, hey, make sure you're doing this. I mean, I didn't have it as a topic, but there was a big topic about them growing rogue already, you
Mhm.
know. So it's like, oh, AI, let's hope you'll do the job we want you to do, kind of a deal. But maybe one day they'll feel froggy and say, hey, let's crash some planes, boys.
Yeah. Hey, they'll
I'm
be able to come up
bored.
with the best way to crash all those planes to kill the most people too. So, boom, efficient.
Yeah, exactly.
Efficiency. There you go.
That'll do all the math.
All right. Apparently, Lake Mead, our nation's largest reservoir, has reached its lowest water level on record. Cliff?
Where is Lake Mead?
Colorado.
Around
Is it
Colorado.
Arizona, Colorado, right in there.
If they
Okay.
think is it people using too much of it, or is it more climate change more than anything, or
Said they were
Yeah.
impacted with the snow and everything this past season, so they got a lot, to melt down into the. But I guess it wasn't enough.
yeah,
Because I forgot how much below sea level it is or whatever.
Well, go ahead, Matt.
If you've got a thought, you go ahead, and I'll kick in later.
I was just going to say, with all this new resources that we are going to be using up all the water more and more, it's not a good sign.
I know it's different around here, but our lakes, the two lakes that I'm used to go to around here, both of those are low right now. I went to Del Hollow the other day, and it's 3 foot, probably lower than what I've ever seen in July, August.
Really?
Yeah, like a swinging bridge, dude. It was waist tall.
And crazy as much rain we've gotten, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's rained every day. Matt, what
Yep.
were you going to say?
I've seen several things just about the different reserves lowering and for the United States and really all across the planet. There's water reserves that are just completely depleted. Things that have been there for thousands of years.
I know we're terrible on the water table, like just pumping it out of the ground and everything thinking it's just going to replenish. So there's no, I don't know, man. We fucked this world up.
Yeah, and apparently there's some things going on about trying to start diverting water from the Great Lakes too. So that might be something else to look into. But that was the thought.
Desalinization.
Diverting to the west and southeast from the Great Lakes.
That's going to cause problems in the east.
Yep. And in the north.
We're just shuffling shit around, basically. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you run out one place, you just grab it from someplace else that still has it. As opposed to trying to fix the issue.
Yeah. All right. Next topic. Biohacker Brian Johnson stores girlfriend's menstrual blood into his freezer and makes her use a techno tampon.
Yeah, what the hell?
Tuck, I know you want this one. Tuck.
That's really crazy, but I looked at a little bit of the story and read it, and I was like, wow, this dude's really something. There's Brian Johnson. One thing I think is like trying to make it an AC/DC song or something.
Oh,
Braden, what do you make of this?
oh! I had the same thought Tuck did. It just,
Bloody tampons.
Well, apparently he's trying to do some research, some new scientific research to help women. I don't know exactly if his methods are appropriate, but or maybe he's got a fetish. I don't know. I can't decipher which one it is. It's one or the other.
All I did was read the headline. We all know this, so I just.
That's all you need. That's all.
I didn't want to research that one, so I stayed the fuck away from that one.
Maybe it'll work.
Maybe it will. Maybe 10 years from now, every woman will use a techno tampon.
that's going to be a new search category on Pornhub. Techno tampon.
Hey, sounds like a band name.
There we go. I think we have our next band.
Ladies and gentlemen, techno tampon. Yeah.
God.
All right. I spent $200 million on spyware that can secretly take over your messages, phone, location, and all that fun stuff. We talked about this before, but it's just a headline that keeps kind of getting pushed out there that they are definitely watching everything, taking over all your information, and there was another thing about how cops can sort of like ping a cell tower and like if they want to pull what you're doing in your house and like get all your information, and not only will it get your house but all the neighborhood houses into like a van or something. So that's fun,
Yep,
just
using that 5 and 6G that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
My word to block it out.
Land of the free. That's where we're at, isn't it?
We are definitely the land of the free. Absolutely.
Well,
all right.
Just no privacy allowed at all. Then they just
yeah.
Just gonna
I think we
walk
should have some.
Dick. They want to see it.
What's that?
I'm just gonna walk outside and wag my dick anymore. I'm gonna bother putting pants on.
At least give them something to look at if they're watching.
Yeah.
What if I want to suntan my butthole?
You know, I feel like at this point, we should all be paid as influencers because we're all being,
Being watched.
recorded, and watched, and and all this stuff. So we're all influencing everything. So we should all have that sweet influencer cash.
We are definitely influencing things.
But I hope nobody busts in like on some of those influencers I've seen.
I see that first chick. Y'all see my butthole. That's all I gotta say.
That beaver ain't free either, is it, Cliff?
That's right. I gotta get that money first, up front.
Money first. There you go. Yeah.
On the counter.
All right, let's get into this one. Dr. Fauci held in contempt of Congress and could be prosecuted for pleading the fifth. Doc?
I mean, if he pleads the fifth, and they still persecute him, they still violating him, or how's it really work? I mean, what's the point of exercising if you're fucking still gonna get persecuted?
Well, I guess that is true.
Yeah.
Cliff?
It was a sham what they brought him in there to do. Like,
Well, it all stems from his diary, right?
yeah, they were going through the diary, dude, and trying to act like he was a piece of shit for being proud that people were paying attention to him. Like, yeah, he knows he's an old motherfucker. He knows he's not the sexiest fucking man alive. But we were paying attention to him for a little while, and that was so. It went to his head a little, but
Yeah.
And feel his ego.
yeah.
Dear Dad.
Personally,
Fucking 70-year-old man bragging, talking to himself in on a piece of paper about winning sexiest man. But
yeah. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, the diary, for sure. The things he said. I mean, whatever. It's some people write diaries. Some people wouldn't do that. But whatever.
I believe the man did everything he could with the information he had at the time. That I don't know anything about the gain of function research, all that kind of shit. I don't know anything about all that kind of bullshit, if that's real or anything like that. But
I don't know. I don't know if he did. I mean, I think that. I mean, did they hold some stuff back from people? Absolutely. And the government does it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, constantly. So that is not like anything new or shocking to me. But
shit, they held it back just for fear the NASDAQ was gonna drop. That's like 30 days for that.
Yeah. So, but this was definitely a witch hunt. Obviously, it is kind of a thing where because it's a side. It's a side, and this is where we are about history and a side, and you and which side you're on, and whatever that means to you. And if you're on one side, you're definitely going to probably think one way, and if you're on the other one, you're going to think the other way. Maybe some people are gray in the middle and don't give a shit or whatever, but for the most part, it's like, okay. And it's like, do I? And I've seen this a lot. And let's talk about this a little bit. It's about, I see people saying the unvaccinated people are right, the vaccinated people are wrong, and I'm not sure what that really means, to be honest.
They just start to stir up shit just to make it something out of nothing.
Well,
I mean,
everybody, a lot of the anti-vaxxers try to say that people got vaxxed. There's shit wrong with them. It keeps happening to them and all that kind of shit. I've been vaxxed several fucking times, and dude, I'm still kicking now. We'll find out later, but 6 years later or 5 years later,
I mean, can you point to an example of somebody that might have died from the shot, got some kind of really, probably because, and that's probably yeah, that's probably every shot that's ever been invented, right? But I mean, we're talking about millions. How many people died during COVID, Braden?
The
A bunch.
exact number, yeah, over a million.
It was it wasn't like 75, something like that.
Okay.
I'm talking off the top of my head, so no, don't pay
Well,
attention to me.
that's a good enough. That's a good enough number for me. I mean, we're talking about all these people that did die during COVID, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying somebody didn't die because of, but there is really no comparison, is there? I mean, come on. I'm not saying everybody should have gotten vaccinated. It was totally fine that they did, and if you didn't want to do it, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that everybody should have been forced to do it. I don't think that's true either. But enough people did volunteer to do it to try to sort of, get ahead of this virus and get to where we are now. Because, I mean, who knows where the hell we would have been if it wasn't for that. Exactly. So, I feel like it's totally fine if you didn't, totally fine if you did. But to say that it was in the wrong to have done it, I mean, what's the alternative? If we, and I know we talk about herd immunity, but it's like people were just dying, Look, what do we learn from fucking Meatloaf? Well, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. Well, apparently what that is wear a mask, because guess what? Meatloaf fucking died from COVID. So the thing is that, yes, some people were totally fine. Some people got COVID, were totally fine. Some people got a few symptoms and they were just fine, and some people weren't. And it's just the luck of the draw kind of deal. But to say like, oh, we were right and you were wrong, I'm just not sure where that data is coming from.
2020, I was married to a nurse, and I listened to her stories every single day, and they were rough. Just the worry from everything, but being short on everything, and just people being sick that didn't never expect to be sick and happened to FaceTime their last night on Earth, or try to talk to people. Like there was one fella, he was in his 40s that was coding, and they coded him 3 times while the family was in the parking lot, and they couldn't get it through to them that he wasn't making it through the night to, quit code, because they couldn't be there to see anything. So it was a rough fucking time. So
yeah,
it wasn't end of the world, but it was scary. It was a scary time for everybody, and medical professionals. My hat's off to you. No hat, but my hat's off to you. Thank y'all for everything you did during that time. So
maybe this was like the measles back in the day.
Yeah.
Or smallpox. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can see that. We're getting measles back now.
I was going to say, listen, that's next year.
I got a newborn on the way. I'm fucking scared of that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on that?
So, like we talked about, this was stemmed from his diary, and we've had Fauci's diary released, fucking Biden's daughter's diary released, the Hunter Biden laptop shit. We've had everything but the fucking Epstein files released fully.
Where's Trump's diary?
That's not a
Trump's
diary.
But as far as Fauci, like, were there people profiting behind the scenes? I'm sure there were.
Yeah.
Has the shot killed people?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them that. Okay, I don't know the numbers, but it's like any other. You alluded to this, Mike. It's like any other drug. This could explode your heart, but it will cure your broken toe. You see it all the time. Hell, we covered one that was basically, what was it, ketamine. All these precautions before you take a drug. So it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a
terribly.
Risk.
So, and this man worked with both sides for 40 years. And then all of a sudden, when the thinnest skinned motherfucker gets in there, now he's a fall guy. So I'm not saying he's entirely innocent, but I'm also, as Cliff said, it was a fucking sham. What are we doing? I don't know. I could name off a few things we need to be worried about right now other than shit that happened 6 years ago.
Hey, I want to say I hated being locked up fucking too, but Understood what we're doing. I hate
Much as I hate the government, I still complied.
And just as an update, 7.1 million people.
that might be
COVID.
what I was thinking. Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of 75. My bad. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of people. Though.
I missed the decimal.
Of,
Maybe that's what it was.
Brayden, do a quick search and see how many people have died from the vaccine. And again, it may not be accurate. But the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, do I think that they held some information back? I do think that that's true. I'm not sure if they knew where it originated from originally, but obviously, there was speculation about that, and they did try to lean one way as opposed to the other, and why that was, I don't know exactly, other than to cause sort of an outrage directed at a certain nation, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do think that there definitely was some stuff that were gone wrong. But it's unprecedented. We ourselves, we've never lived through a pandemic in our lives. This was the first one, so you're going to get some things wrong. You're gonna have some sort of trials and errors there. But again, we're through it. We're not here dealing with it 6 years later. So, I mean, hey, whatever we had to do to get to where we are, but man, it is. But you get that number there, Brady?
Yeah, from what I can find, fewer than 100 deaths globally have been scientifically verified as directly caused by the COVID-19 vaccination.
Okay.
So,
7 million
90%.
Out of 13 billion doses administered worldwide.
So 7 million 100.
Yep.
I mean, again, it's like okay, again,
Like I said,
and people will just
80%. That's what it was, right? Sorry, I'm using like new math.
new math. I come up with a different formula, boys.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually making money over fists.
Keeping with Fauci now, Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee talks about Fauci. Now, I watched this because you sent it, but I don't. Obviously, I'm not a sports guy, so I don't keep up with this sort of stuff. What do you think about this, Tuck?
It's typical Aaron Rodgers running his mouth. He's always been in the spotlight for like his not taking the vaccine and all that shit. He started a lot of controversy over that.
Well,
So
go ahead.
Well, back during the height of COVID, he went on Pat McAfee's show, and was, like Tuck said, talking about not taking the vaccine, and I was just like, shut the fuck up and please just play football. Like, I don't, because at the time he was still Packers quarterback, but and I think it all had to do with so this is something we didn't touch on that I could see a little bit of both sides, was the mandate. So there was an NFL mandate as well, along with a lot of mandates that was going on nationwide, and his whole beef was just, if I don't want to take it, I don't need blah, 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 blah. The same argument a lot of people had. And I can kind of see that argument. But to Cliff's point, also, what the fuck? Like, we got to do something at some point.
I understand. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I understand that not everybody was going to die from that and everything, but and the making it mandatory to go have a job or whatever, that was crazy too. But it was for the work. It was for the people owning the place. They would rather have you take that shot than be missing for a couple of weeks and then maybe have to be missing again in a couple of weeks again. If they get you that shot, they're like, we don't have to worry about this, or that was what that's what I assumed the hopes were. But I don't.
Well, there's that, but there's also the spread. I mean, like oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, you get it, and it might not really affect you that much, but then you give it to somebody, and then they taking it to their grandma or their
Oh yeah.
aunt, and they die. It's just that sort of stuff.
I was thinking of a job, like the NFL or anybody that had a factory job or anything like that.
Well,
Or that
sure,
had to
well,
do it.
sure.
That's what I was getting at.
They are thinking about money for
Yeah,
sure.
money. That's what I was getting at. Yeah,
That's what they're thinking about, absolutely. But I think the reason the mandates were in place was just because they didn't want. Yes, you could be fine, but then you could spread it to somebody else who would spread to somebody else who would die, kind of a deal. Which, but like Brendan said, I mean, I see both points. I mean, it is kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm for it, but the problem was it got weaponized. It got politicized. Is the biggest problem there is because we had so many people saying no, I won't take it, but really they're saying it because Trump, and then there's some people that just don't want to take it because they're themselves like don't want to take it, which is totally fine. I don't feel like you should be forced.
What was the propaganda about the mRNA vaccines then? There was something I remember going around that it was this is the reason why everybody.
It turns you into mutants or something. I mean,
I can't remember what it was, but there was some kind of propaganda that I heard it all the time.
Lizards.
Hell, I was a little worried about all the stuff too, and then my ex at the time that she had a doctor sit down with all the nurses at the hospital and all the doctors, and they went through about all the whenever the vaccine came out, and that kind of helped a little bit with me. But once again, I'm dumb, so I was like, doctor says yes. Okay.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with what doctors say all the time or anything like that, but I feel like with this thing, it was one of those things where we did need to get ahead of it. It's like got to get out of the whole hole that we were in. So enough people had to do it. And again, not everybody had to do it, and yeah, I mean, I can see why people would be bitter if they were forced to do it or like told they couldn't work if they didn't do it, that kind of stuff, because it is infringement on rights. I mean, we talk about a free country. That is part of it. You shouldn't have to do things. But again, this is an unprecedented situation. But again, I think it worked out. We had enough people who took it. We got past it. So, like Braden said, what the fuck are we talking about right now?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Anybody else got anything else on that?
Now we got to worry about the dehydration shits.
You got to take a shot in the butt for that one. Oh.
Diarrhea lettuce time.
Diarrhea let you.
All right, listen to this one. Musk and his wonderful company is suing Minnesota for making it illegal to create nude images and deep fakes without people's consent.
That should be out there more. That should be in the news a lot more.
Oh, Musk, he's always a pioneer, ain't he? The pioneer. He's a genius. He's a genius. Yeah.
I'm surprised Minnesota's the only place that has some kind of litigation against that.
Well, you see, they're blue, so there's that.
I'm sorry.
Beat off again.
Yeah, I mean, he says this infringes on their rights and stuff. I mean, I don't think so. I think that anybody who doesn't want to just one day open up the internet somewhere and find some nude picture or video or whatever of themselves because somebody somewhere created this out of spite or maybe out of boredom or whatever, just did it, Look, I'm all about freedoms and stuff like that, and I like creativity and all that, but this is not that bridge, There is a line, yes, there has to be one, and I just don't think that this is something that needs to happen.
Yeah.
The ability to, I mean, there was all
You're
remember
taking
those
away
things.
jobs. Come on.
We're taking away jobs. We're taking away real jobs. Remember that there
I
was
got
that
points.
revenge porn site. Remember that revenge porn site? Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
remember it.
remember that got a lot of heat back in the day. I mean, it was definitely something that I think that there was definitely some litigation there with certain ones. So I think this is even worse because it's like I mean, this could be done, and I mean, at least then you knew there was probably a video out there of you or something. You could track it down. This you don't even know. Like this could happen like 20 times a day, and you wouldn't even know it. You know,
Yeah.
it's scary. So the fact that he's pushing against that it's like pick your battles, man, because this is the stupid one. This makes you look skeezy.
Maybe,
Not that you did before.
maybe he's thinking when they get to Mars, they'll have to, use AI generated porn and,
We're gonna have nothing up there.
yeah,
Nothing but red sand. I'll be bored.
yeah. I mean,
Get to pause.
uh, Minnesota, Mars. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really stretched that one. That was way out there.
Braden, anything on
No. Fuck Elon Musk.
that? So a video showing a worm-like creature that was swimming around in the ice detainee's drinking water. Not probably surprising, but
I was
we
going to
talked about
say, if that
before.
was in a bottle of tequila, it wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't be a crap.
Maybe it was tequila. They just didn't
If it was
realize.
in tequila, it would be dead.
They're having a party over there. Is that what it is? Is that what's happening? Yeah, we talked about the wonderful conditions at these detainee places anyway, so I can't say I'm really surprised about it.
I saw the video. I was just like, wow.
Makes you thirsty. Makes you thirsty.
Yeah.
Give me a drink.
Maybe that's the
Give me a
leading cause of the dehydration of the diarrhea.
Hey, never know. Anybody else got anything on that?
It's
Worm.
disgusting, man. Wow.
All right. Next topic. The U.S. military accidentally killed everybody on board a civilian medvac flight to New Mexico.
I saw about this. Don't they have some kind of experimental GPS thing they shut down? They crashed them into a mountain or something.
Yeah. Was that AI?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really quiet. There wasn't a lot of news about it, but
How many people? What was it? 4 people?
do what?
How many people died? Was it four people?
4. I think it's 4 of the pilots, and there was 2 medical professionals on board too.
That's how they got Kobe.
The experimental GPS.
Yeah. Brayden, you got anything else on that?
Apparently, this is a routine thing. It's a scheduled GPS jamming exercise. We're talking about the plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm a little frazzled. But yeah, I mean, this goes back to the AI air traffic controllers. Like, would they have prevented this, or would they have made it worse? I don't know. I'm not really wanting to fly anywhere right now, just because it seems like more and more. And I think there was 2 helicopters that crashed together the other day with during a military something.
It's always military.
But yeah, it seems like flying any sort is not safe right now.
It used to be, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure
Safe first.
statistically it still is, but I just
Yeah, that's rough. All right. Up next, U.S. they've used virtually all their long-range precision missiles during the Iran war. Some people are saying that. Trump says, no way, no way, fake news.
Yeah, I've always heard about the stockpiles of weaponry we have. I mean, so to me, it sounds kind of far-fetched that we would have used them all, but maybe we didn't have a stockpile of long-range missiles. We've got a stockpile of landmines, hand grenades.
But we got some of those little poppers,
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, got a lot of those.
Okay.
Whistling bungalows, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Sparklers for me.
Sparklers
Yeah.
and snakes.
I mean, it could be true. We don't know, right? It could
Yeah,
be,
no.
it could not be.
Files.
What are I know? Fuck, there's no reason for us to be over there. That's where I'm gonna get with that. But that's where I'm going to. What are we bombing over there now? That's actually hurting anything, or are we just bombing the fuck out of everything for the fuck of it? It's shaking rebel for a while.
Yeah, I mean, still obviously the Stargate is what really is it's all about. So I mean,
Well, once we get a hold of the Stargate, we'll have it all under control.
Yeah, I want MacGyver or Kurt Russell.
Definitely.
I don't know if you know that, but there's supposed to be a Stargate underneath that.
I've heard I'm just like, never know.
Fuck,
Well,
it could be.
And
I
I
would
just have
think
a machine too.
for a superpower that we are, if we used all of our amazing weapons, you'd think we would have blown them to smithereens. So anyway, you'd think, but yet we didn't even do anything, did we? But we made them make AI songs about us. That's all we did. Wasn't that it?
We stirred up a hornet's nest. That's what we've done. Didn't they bomb some of our stuff in Kuwait or something the other day? Like a couple.
yeah, I think there's been several instances of that bombing military bases and even just allies.
Yeah. Let's move along. Jake Lang. Anybody research this guy, Jake Lang? He is a January 6th rider who was pardoned. He is a potential political candidate. I'm not sure exactly what he's wanting to run for. But if you look on his X account, you're going to see some pretty wild stuff. Anybody's look him up?
No, I don't have a twatter.
I recognize the name after you said January 6th. I remember from the news articles and everything before.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's different stuff. I mean, if you look now, he's got some newer stuff that is pretty out there. What was it?
Was he the Patriot Front guy?
The Patriot Front guy? Maybe.
I can't remember.
He's the one who's doing all the. He's just stirring up shit. He's talking about going to. I want to say it's Minnesota. He made like an AI poster that had the N-word march. He said, I'm going to be there in blackface for the N march. Still on there. He was on there weeks ago and it's still on his Twitter account. So he's just really stirring up shit. Like, kind of like that one guy in Nashville is, that influencer, that one that got shot or whatever. But this guy's
the builder or whatever.
Chad the Builder. Yeah, exactly. But this guy's like even more extreme, I guess.
Yeah.
So check out his account, not for information or anything useful, but just to see where this guy is, because he is blatant. Like he doesn't hide behind shit. He's telling you what he is all about, and it's pretty fucking wild.
What state? Which state? DC or
Is he from?
like that he's running for?
Oh, I don't know that. I just saw that he's a potential political candidate. I have no clue. Yeah, I'm not for sure, but I mean,
Senator from Florida. So
is it Florida?
that track. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, okay. Um, who knows? That might.
And one of his campaign promises is he would deputize Proud Boys and the January 6th Patriots to bounty hunt illegal immigrants. So
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's a Proud
yippee-ki-yay,
Boy. Maybe it's a
motherfucker.
Proud Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. He definitely is a piece of work.
Sound like a piece of shit. Bit of art work.
Todd Blanche gets the old Surgeon General. Who didn't see that coming? Attorney General. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, Attorney General. Who didn't see that coming? Sadly, though, and I mean, if you looked at any of his testimony, I mean, you could just tell he's a lying piece of shit. But people were like, I like that. Let's vote him in. So he's another piece of work. He's got a lot of great ideas. One of the things that I think Cliff and Braden both said was talking about, he wants a nationwide abortion ban, making jobs permanent in every state.
I thought it was supposed to be states' rights. There was.
Yeah.
I thought that was what this whole thing was about, was for the states to decide.
Yeah.
They're not deciding quick enough.
No, I heard the leaked audio. Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy that got Ghislaine Maxwell a sweeter deal?
Yeah,
I think so.
He
was Trump's attorney. He was Trump's attorney before this, and now he's the Attorney General. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was the interim Attorney General for a while there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Kind of makes you miss Bondi, huh? He's going to be another fun one, I'm sure.
He's the one that signed off on the $1.8 billion slush fund, also. So.
Slush fund, and the one that also created the thing where we couldn't, go after Trump's family's taxes.
Yeah,
he's just an all-around swell guy. He's a swell guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk about him again. All right, so now we're going to get into some Trump stuff here. I sent you this thing, and this kind of goes a little bit. I think this kind of was written about because Fauci, pleaded the filth all those times, which I don't think that is a good look. If you're pleading the filth to every single thing, it's not a good look. They asked him about his tie. What color tie you got? I plead the filth. I mean, that's just stupid. that's just stupid. But
at the same time, it was protest against the sham.
The whole thing.
Yeah. I see it, but
yeah. But so somebody kind of did this list, and let's just run through this list. Not that we don't really kind of know most of this, but it's just kind of when you lay it all out together, it's kind of like, oh yeah, okay. It says it's fucking incredible to process this. Trump has 440 times pled the filth. He has 91 criminal charges. He has 38,000 mentions in the Epstein files. 6 bankruptcies. 2 impeachments. 5 draft deferments. 1 fake university. 4 indictments. 26 sexual assault allegations. 1 fake charity. $500 million to pay in sexual assault verdicts. Fake Trump phone, which I guess eventually didn't end up being fake, but it was at first. Gold sneakers scam. 200 million fake charity abuse judgment, 93 million sexual assault in judgments, and 400 plus $1 million fraud judgments overall. And some people think he's a law and order savior.
That's the worst 12 days of Christmas I ever heard.
That is a laundry list, isn't it? Of
It's quite the resume.
It is. It is. And you know the funny thing is like you fuck up in your life, you do something one thing wrong, and you get a felony, right? Well, you're fucked for life. But then this guy's got all this shit, and it's like it just keeps going and going and going and going.
Didn't Woody Harrelson tell Antonio Banderas something? Hold on, that's not right. The logic doesn't seem to hold anymore. Took that to a very obscure reference. Hopefully that was okay.
Yeah. When I see somebody asking if a job is felony friendly, I want to say, well, you can always run for president. That's my go-to.
Hey, I gotta go, guys.
Hey, all right, man. All right. We will join. We'll have you on next time, Matt, and have a good evening, brother. Okay, so Matt had to go, but we'll continue on. We've got a few more topics here. Okay, Trump to end Medicare premium subsidy program. Right?
Yeah, it's the Medicare Part D Premium Stabilization Demonstration Program. It was originally put in place to limit spikes in monthly drug plan cost. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services stated private plan sponsors have gained enough data and experience under the redesigned rules to process their bids independently without extra federal backing. Estimates for most recipients will go the cost will go up less than $10. Some estimate 11 to 20. I think it will continue to go up. So
people with a fixed income.
Exactly.
Fixed income, exactly.
Exactly. It's again, Project 2025 was the thing. This was one of the things to cut Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all these programs. And it's going to continue.
And break it all. So, yeah, they just want to break it all so they can privatize.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, but I mean, obviously, these people that are elderly and all these incomes, they're not going to be able to afford this stuff, right? I mean, it's just one of the things. If they're barely getting by now, if they have family and help and whatever, maybe it's a different story. But if they're definitely living on their own, if they're capable of living on their own, but they're not really capable of doing much, and they're getting by, they're just getting by. I mean, then you're adding all this extra hardship onto it. It just, again, we're talking about poor people becoming even poorer while this guy in the White House has made how many $1 billion in a year?
Like 3 to 4.
I mean, Tuck, anything on that?
Yeah. I hate it. It just fucking sucks. That's bullshit because to pay for your Medicare and Medicaid, like the fixed income, people get their Social Security now. They're going to get less than Social Security and can't afford the Medicare and Medicaid.
Right. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. All right, moving on. Aqua One Foundation. Apparently, this Aqua One Foundation. I didn't look too deeply into this, so if it is fake news, forgive me. I don't know, but probably not. I mean, it seems pretty much on par. Apparently, there was somebody who gave World Liberty Financial. Everybody knows who that is. That's that cryptocurrency. It was the Trump family that they used to launder money. One of the ways that they do. Aqua One
Not
Foundation.
capital.
Apparently,
What was it? Capital One.
we'll get there. We'll get there in a second. Aqua One Foundation. They apparently gave the World Liberty Financial $100 million, and apparently nobody knows what this is, who they are. Somebody named Dave Lee, who doesn't seem to exist or doesn't
Dave.
seem to have a
Sounds
high
like
profile.
sounds like a real name.
Sounds like a real name, Dave Lee. Yeah.
Was it the ACDC's original singer?
And
Bourbon.
And we
Anyway.
talked about this obviously a million times about pay to play. I mean, we don't know what this is. This could be for anything, right? This could be a country wanting a backdoor service in the pocket of America. We don't really know what this is, but it's been given to the World Liberty Financial, which I guess this like a big chunk of this, maybe like even 80 million of it was netted to the Trump family. Braden, what do you think of this?
I mean, this goes right in line with a lot of the other crypto scams that there was the Trump coin. There was, several countries donated to that. We covered that a few episodes ago. So,
Yep.
like you said, it's just another way for them to launder money. And yeah, okay. We're all cool with it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's not, I mean, that's obviously bad and nobody likes it, but the scary part is we don't know what perks these people are getting.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who they are. We don't know what kind of special things they're going. You know what I mean?
The agreement.
The agreement that was made, because it's all about pay to play with him. So that's crazy. What you touched on, Cliff, Capital One closes over 300 accounts for Trump amid money laundering concerns. First of all, if you have over 300 accounts in a bank, yeah, you're probably doing something nefarious. I'm just saying. 300 accounts?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know when all this is said and done, he's going to pardon himself, but I hope there can be some kind of,
Well, it's like I said last time on the podcast, Cliff, last time I said on the podcast, that's why he's not getting out of office. He's going to stay in office
Sure.
until he dies. Until he dies, that's the only way he can avoid any of this stuff.
Well, hey, I hope if nothing else we can take some of it back from them kids.
Yeah.
It's not happening, I know. It's that fucking money's gone. But like the NVIDIA chips and all that kind of shit, like we sold those. We weren't going to sell them, but somehow under the table deal, and he's selling us out every which way, man. And I know it's just not him. It's the whole fucking administration. But fuck, dude, we're fucked. We're so cooked.
Yeah.
They say you can't put a price tag on freedom, but I think you can. It's about millions.
How much did
is it $1.09?
How much did my freedom cost? That's what I want to know. I want to know what they sold it for.
How much does freedom cost, Tuck?
$1.05. But inflation these days, who knows what it costs?
Might be $1.09 at this point.
When was that? The 90s? We at least 330 by now.
2000.
Okay.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Close.
All right. We talked about this before about the water systems, Braden. Trump blames Minnesota governor for the cyber attacks on the water system. Because that makes the most sense to me.
Again, they're blue, so apparently 12 other states have been affected. And to your point, we have talked about on here foreign hackers specifically. Iran was mentioned for I don't know what reason, but they posed active threats to national water infrastructure. So in Minnesota specifically, 30 to 36 local water systems were hacked. And I'm not finding specifically what was done other than they just got access. What I'm seeing, I don't know if anything like poison in the water or anything like that has happened, but I guess they just gained access there and in 12 other states. So very concerning.
Yeah.
So I grow less and less confident each day that if something were to pop off and a global conflict happened, that we would have competent people that could keep us safe. I don't have that comfort at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
I miss when the people in power actually listened or took in information and relayed it to us to actually help us and not misinformation. No, it was the Dems that did it. That's who fucking did it. It wasn't cyber attack from people I've been bombing for the last 4 fucking months.
came here to lead, not to read.
Gotta learn to listen, Lou.
Gotta learn to listen. Oh, fuck.
Well, I think we talked a little bit of the past podcasts that we've had about Trump being a scammer, being a grifter. I think it's happened a couple times, maybe.
Mhm.
And here we go with this one. Trump is selling advanced policy access for a meager price of $100,000 a month. $100,000 a month, and you could be the first one in line to get that Truth Social post, and then go to Polymarket and make you some dough. And how is this legal, Braden?
How is a lot of shit that's been happening legal? I don't fucking, like you said earlier, I think it was you that said it, money helps everything.
Money talks.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how this is legal because you said that premium subscription cost at $100,000. Fuck, Netflix is getting ridiculous. I ain't got $100,000 to subscribe to this bullshit. So who's that targeted to? Obviously the people that have money.
Yeah.
The rich get richer.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know. Something like Cliff said, the Dems did it. Like, I'm way past the point of the both sides thing. Like, yeah, Democrats aren't the best, but fuck, dude, what's going on right now is just not right and so blatant. It's just like, God damn it.
I mean, he pushes it, don't he? He's definitely a boundary pusher. He wants to see what he can get away with, and so far it's been everything.
Yeah.
Amazing, something like this. No other president would have ever been allowed to get away with this, much less probably tried, but been allowed to at that. It would have been stopped in its tracks. But here we go, and it barely even makes the news, right? I mean, really, I mean,
Yep.
it's a brief story, and it goes by because there's so much shit that gets flung at you every day that you're just dodging it, and it's just one of those mounds of shit. I don't know, man. It's the fact that he can do this sort of stuff it's just too concerning because I don't think anybody, Democrat, Republican, spider monkey, nothing should have this kind of power. So
I vote
to
for
me,
spider monkeys having that power, but that's just me.
well, of the three, if we had to, gun to my head, give it to spider monkey. Yeah.
I bet we would have fucking bananas plentiful.
Damn
Even
right.
more so.
Right. Trump's golden age reality check. Braden?
Yeah, so again, this isn't surprising, but early on last year, we were promised 4, 5, 6% GDP growth. And this is from an article on Axios. I think the date of this article is August 5th, so pretty recent information. Economy grew at a 1.5% rate, slowing a bit from the 2.1% pace in the first quarter, which isn't terrible, but also not hitting certainly that 4, 5, 6%. And a lot of the hope was tied to the tariffs, because I guess no one realized how tariffs work except every other fucking economist that said it wouldn't work. And yeah, that kind of slowed things to a crawl. A lot of businesses did a lot of pre-purchasing and kind of braced for it, but
Well, to be fair, it worked for businesses because look, I mean, all they did is they passed the cost on to the customer, and then they got the refund. So
exactly.
nice.
So yeah, I don't see anything, and I'll gladly be wrong. I will gladly come on here, say I was wrong, and say that, well, it worked out. I've not seen one policy. I've not heard one piece of news. Nothing that's just like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel and my paycheck's going to be fatter and shit's going to be affordable. Nothing. It's depressing.
Well, if you had $100,000,
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to know how to get that going.
Yeah.
All right. FCC wants your ID before your phone will work. We talked a little bit about this before, I think, but they're just really trying to get rid of burner phones, just trying to make sure that they lock you in step, knowing all the time, day and night, 24/7, where you are and who you are and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's getting there. It's going to get there, I think.
The chip in the hand.
The chip in the hand. They would love the chip in the hand. Trust me, they would. And who knows? Eventually, that might be the mandatory thing.
Like, and it's kind of crazy because I talk to people and about things like this, and it's like, yeah, it fucking sucks, but what are you gonna do? And yeah, I get that sentiment, but it's just like, fuck, are we that powerless? Like you gotta have this shiny new toy because your whole life is tied to your cell phone, but also we need your ID and we need to know everything about you before you can have it. What the fuck? I don't know. It's just, as I've said before, a glamorous dystopia. Like, we still have all the creature comforts, new movies, phones, technology. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Except it's not. So.
All right. Up next, teenager Jesse Butler. This guy, he was 17 years old. He raped, strangled, and brutalized two girls, and he got caught. He pled no contest to it, but he had an affluent family. I'm not exactly sure where this was even, but he had an affluent family, and guess what? Case got dismissed. Served no time.
It's crazy.
He played the
That's
field.
that's somebody that should be somebody should be in there for the rest of their life. That's
Agreed.
He was
never let
looking
happen.
at like 30 to 40 something years. They originally charged it like as an adult, then they brought it down to a teenager because he was 17, and then
Nah.
he did some
Anybody,
community.
dude, they would charge 16-year-olds for that shit. Some other places for certain
Man,
crap. That's
it's three.
if it's accidental at fucking 17. That's not accidental. You fucking tried to kill them, man. Yeah, but dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine. Let me find out what state's that in, Braden.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah. Put him on a
That's
nice
fucked up.
treatment plan, and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, he did a little community service, and they said, "Tom served, you're good." So kind of a deal.
That's how it's kind of went in Clay County a couple of times.
I mean, it's went probably many places, many times like that, and it just
I mean, not the rape and other part, but the
people
murdering.
get people
The
get
unaliving, I'm sorry.
How long was the guy looking at for picking the piece of paint up out of the reflecting pool?
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, the judicial system, it's never been perfect, but let's face it, it's so uneven. It's just
He had to know
sadly,
something.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, his family,
corruption somewhere. Yeah,
his family in the community, they had money, they were prominent in the community. It's that age old thing. We've seen it a billion times before. It's been in '80s movies a million times. But it's still alive and kicking today. Where if you have the power and influence, you can, you know, get your way.
Getting away with murder.
Well, I mean, all this does is what tells him, hey, it's okay, I can do this again. And you probably will see this guy's name again because he probably will end up eventually
Doing
killing
it again.
somebody or
Yeah.
doing some wild and crazy shit. Because hey, why not? I got away with it before. I'll probably get away with it again. In
That
that
thrill.
regard. Yeah. All right. Anybody else got anything on that?
He should be eradicated, but
Do the old castration, eh? Clippy, clippy, clippy.
first you take away their weapons.
All right. Listen to this. Go to Google and type in, is it okay to want a black doctor? And then see those results. And then type in, is it okay to want a white doctor? And see those results.
Me and my buddy was talking about that the other day.
Did it?
So I'll summarize here, but for the question about the black doctor, basically says it is completely okay to want a black doctor. Choosing a healthcare provider who shares your racial or cultural background can foster a deeper sense of trust. And then the white doctor, wanting a doctor of a specific race depends entirely on your underlying motivation. Seeking a provider based on personal comfort, shared language, or cultural understanding is common. However, if the preference stems from racial bias, prejudice, or discrimination against non-white physicians, it is not considered ethically or socially acceptable. Kinda wild.
Well, and here's the thing. It's like we have all done this, and and going forward, everybody is going to use. I mean, we've all Googled answers to things and kind of took it to heart. Doctor Google has been our friend for many years, and this is just an AI summary. And so AI is going to be kind of your best pal for information. when it comes to looking up stuff going forward. Okay, but AI itself, even though they, you know, can maybe eventually be sentient, they are still programmed, right?
Hmm.
So so right now we're talking about a program, and I talked about this a little bit earlier about how we have different sides, different, we talked about like with the COVID and the vaccines and stuff, we have different stories from two different sides for sure, maybe three if you want to count the gray areas, but we're talking about two different views of the world that are totally different. And this is the part of where it gets sort of that leftist extremism where I can't get behind either because it's just
Hmm.
too far. It's just too far. And so somewhere along the line, everything that's been put in, well, the Google AI has brought it to summarize that this is the way that it should handle this situation, which is completely wrong to do. Yeah, Um, so what's the answer? I don't know exactly, but to me, it's like this whole thing about, and look, I've seen this and I've heard this sort of verbiage from people like talking about how when it comes to racism, like uh, only white people are racist and black people can't be racist and all this wild stuff.
Hmm.
And to me, it just sort of blows my mind because there is no like logic to it. I like their talking points. I can get behind some of it to a degree, like about systemic racism and how obviously the way cards are dealt and stuff. But we're talking about classism more than racism. We're talking about elitism more than racism. And so they're not looking at the whole picture. I don't think because there's plenty of poor fucking white people. You know what I mean? Who have zero power, and I mean zero influence, power, and it's shit in the world. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but as far as like, to say like, oh, you can't be, so it's like, to me, like, this is like being, uh, like walking on eggshells, not wanting to like, oh, I can't say this here. I'll say it here because it's okay. You know what I mean? And we do have a little bit of a problem, where white people today are, uh, I feel like this is why Proud Boys exist in a way, to a degree. I mean, they always would in some capacity because Ku Klux Klan still have their hoods or whatever, maybe 500 people or something. I don't know. But there's always going to be some. But I feel like it's grown more because of some of this sort of outrage of, oh, what I'm bad because of my color of skin. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Somebody else take that one. I want everybody's thoughts on that.
We all have our biases. Like, I understand a little of where they're coming from. But okay, woke shit. Yeah, I understand all that. But the reason why people come up with the woke shit is because common decency. Not everybody wants to have common decency amongst each other. That's where a lot of it comes from. And then it's just fucking over explaining because somebody gets a feelings hurt here, or somebody says, "What happens if we hurt a feeling here?" And then the word is stupid there. I agree. it was too much, but I'm talking in a circle. But
Well, don't you think though, it the exact the answer that they gave for the black doctor should have been the exact same answer for the white doctor?
yeah, they could have been very easily the same thing. Yeah.
We think, Tuck.
Way kids depend on technology and everything. It's just a way to train them on how to think, like how to
Exactly. Yes.
see the world. Like rewriting history or rewriting civilization in that form, where it was like taught through human beings in a fucking classroom.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right, Tuck. See, the thing is, we're old farts, so we already got our minds made up about shit a long time ago before AI was ever a big deal. But take a 18-year-old, okay, or maybe not even an 18-year-old, maybe a 14-year-old, and they have to go, they want to go to the doctor, and they go, oh well, let me see, can I ask for a white doctor? And they look it up and they go, oh, I can't because it's racist. I mean, like, how is that right to again, especially if you were doing it for both of them, okay, maybe I'd be like, okay, whatever, I guess, whatever. But if you're doing it for one and you're not doing it for the other, to me, it just seems like you are creating that narrative.
Yeah.
Hey, we grew up where we grew up. None of our doctors were American, so I was cool with all of them.
Like, can I get a white doctor in this? In the, white, there isn't any. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Brayden, what do you got on this?
No, I agree. The wording should have been the same. And I don't know. It is concerning. Yeah, we need to eradicate racism in general. I don't know if we'll ever do that. But we also don't need to be training the generation or the generation prior to that that's coming up behind us. Like, it is going to train them how to think. And that, yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Whitey is the devil. I mean, that's pretty much.
Well, there's a difference between looking back at the past and history and mistakes that were made then and all that there and now too. But yeah, I don't know. That was not needed in that, and they just fodder for people like the Patriot Front and all those people. Yeah.
Yeah. It totally does. And I mean, look, I'm not in that front or anything like that, but I don't like this. I'm just a pretty much. I don't even say down the middle. I'm more on the left side, but at the same time,
Well,
I don't like that. I don't like that. To me, like that. You don't want like a new generation growing up thinking, oh, my race sucks, because of this and that and that. I mean, has our race as a whole made a bunch of mistakes? Absolutely. Has the rich people made more mistakes as a whole? Absolutely. But has other races throughout history and time made mistakes as well? Plenty. Yes, they have. So, I mean, it's like you can't just pinpoint like one thing and go, oh, this is the way it is. So we have to validate new feelings because of this one particular thing in the past. I mean, it's just not. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that was wild, and that's just one example. And so, who knows how much stuff that again people are getting from these people that as kids that are growing up, how much information they are getting that is slighted, And we talked about that before. I guess history's always been his story. It's always been slighted to certain degrees, right? But this is definitely a push in a direction where, again, it has a narrative. It has like an end goal, I don't like it. All right, let's go to Tennessee. We talked about the nuclear waste and the energy development and all that stuff. So the only thing really we got left to talk about, guys, is the Tennessee governor race. Lo and behold, Blackburn got the nomination. Ooh, surprise, surprise there. But we're going to have a historic governor because this is the first female governor that we're ever going to have. Is that correct? Am I right about that, guys?
Yeah.
So it's either going to be Blackburn or Jerry Green, who I didn't even know who the hell she was because Democrats barely exist in Tennessee.
I saw a lot of her ads and everything. I think she may be close to Clarksville or somewhere. So I saw a lot of her ads pop up through my stuff. Or she was running.
I don't know what the algorithm thinks I like, but I've seen definitely a lot of Blackburn ads. Well, I mean, I wish her well. I don't think she has much of a chance as Jerry Green because Blackburn is, from what I've gathered so far, just another Lee who is a mini Trump. So we're just going to get more of the same, I think. What's your thoughts about that?
I hate Blackburn.
Yeah.
Her and her fortune cookies. So as I've talked about before, like not all Republicans are bad, not all Democrats are good, but if I'm looking at just what they're running on. So if you go to MarshaBlackburn.com, fighting for Tennessee's continued economic growth, okay. Protecting women's sports, okay, whatever. Stopping the scourge of illegal immigration, keeping our communities safe, confronting communist China, because that's what I'm worried about in Tennessee. Cutting wasteful government spending, fighting woke anti-American curriculum in schools. So you get the idea. And backing President Trump's America First agenda. So to your point, Mike, there that is. If you go to Jerry Green, and again, she's probably going to get fucking boat raced and no chance. But it's real, and of course, I'm sure this has its flaws as well. Not disputing that, but just on the surface, real support for working families, paid family leave, affordable child care, real living wage, strong public schools, fully funded classrooms, healthcare access that expands Medicaid, especially in rural Tennessee, and respect a woman's decisions regarding her own health, common sense laws, a future worth fighting for with clean air, safe water, climate smart policies. So you can see the dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear hardly anything on the Marsha Blackburn platform that I'm just like, yeah, that's what we need. But that's what we're going to get. So I don't know. It's just an interesting dichotomy, and it's whether or not if Jerry Green did somehow win and those policies were to go in, it could be good. It could be a clusterfuck. Who knows? But at least on the surface, you're sold something that sounds more palatable from the standpoint of that may actually help me, like normal people. Like, I don't know. But again, I guess we're worried about communist China in Tennessee. Okay.
And brown people. The brown people are bad. Always remember that. That's number one.
Yep.
If you want to go on Polymarket, I'll vote against you if you want to back Green. I need to make some money anyway. Tuck, what do you got? What do you got on this, Marsha Blackburn?
I played the field. No, no, I don't like her. I remember our buddy Kyle thought she was such a cunt.
She's so fucking stupid, and she might. I know she's not stupid, but what she portrays in front of a camera and just to.
It's just Trump with a bigger.
Just a showboat is so ignorant.
Yeah. Well, you reminded me of something there, Braden. We were talking about the woke stuff in schools. We did have that new thing that passed in Tennessee, where the Charlie Kirk thing, where they are allowing and pushing for public schools and universities to teach religion, to teach the history of religion. I'm sorry, the history of religion. At what point is this just, oh, now I'm allowed to fucking tell you what my religion is and teach it?
Well, I thought they weren't allowed to talk about like sex or anything in school. Like, isn't there like a good little bit of incest and everything in there? Didn't somebody get with a daughter and?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty spicy book for a school.
For kids, we talked about this before, but Tuck, I mean, when we went to our school, the ones we all went to, do you remember there being a whole lot of talk about religion in stuff at school?
No, not really. I mean, like we could probably get like Miss Marilyn on a kick because she was big Christian and whatnot. We'd get it like that.
Uh-huh.
But as far as like teaching it or whatever, the closest thing like when we would say the Pledge of Allegiance for having under
All
God.
right. Well, yeah, but that's not, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, is like I mean, I'm not saying it never came up, but it just wasn't really like inundated with it, I felt like, where now it just seems like that's the agenda they want to push to where, let's get these kids, into this religion because obviously the numbers are slipping and we need to do what we can to get these got to pump up these numbers. Um, yeah, I don't like
People
it.
ain't
I don't
witnessing
like it.
no more.
I had a teacher a couple of years ago, one of my kids. She's getting close to retirement age, switched schools, and she was making them pray before they went to lunch. They were having to say the Lord's Prayer, before they went to eat. And I was like, I found out about it and cut that shit off. So yeah.
What did you do?
I just called the principal. I was like, I'm not trying to get her in trouble or anything. I was like, but that's not supposed to be taught in school, correct? She goes, no, it is not. Let me go have a talk. Principal called me back. She apologized. I said, that's good with me. Let's just not do it. So, but she did complain to the class that a parent was complaining. So that was.
You spoil sport.
Yeah.
You ruin the fun.
My kids don't know how to do that shit. They're getting left out.
Yeah, I mean, I think when that becomes the norm, that's when I would probably consider homeschooling, because
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want that. It's fun to teach history of religions, but we're not talking about religions. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about one religion. So if I come in and I want to talk about Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan, they're not going to like that. They're not going to want that, but they want to talk about Christianity all day.
Yeah.
So that's I'm not on board with that. It's either all or nothing. I think that's the way I feel about it. But they're going to push it. They're going to put. I mean, I will see what this act does and allows. But I do feel like that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if AI talk worse about one religion than the other, like the black and white person earlier.
Look it up and see. They may do it. Well, but the thing about AI is they make their own religions now. AIs they're now making their own. So they'll say forget all those religions and join ours. Braden, you got anything else on that?
No. I mentioned homeschooling. We kick that back and forth and leans me more and more in that direction. Like, God damn it.
I'm across the line. I still got Andy for a couple more years, so
Yeah, you got a good one, man. I like it.
yeah,
I
for a
like
couple
it.
more years. We'll
Couple more
get
years.
it. Yeah.
I don't know how you guys formed that one. What happened? Somebody was breaking the water that day?
Bevan was going against schools, and teachers kind of rose up a little bit, and then he got a word out, and everybody went against him pretty heavy. I know in Kentucky for a Democrat to win, I don't know, it wasn't by a lot, but it was surprising. And he's
It was.
what?
Yeah.
Twice. He won a couple more times since.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got, which was a lot. So.
When you sent me that list, I was like, God in heaven.
Look, they just keep piling on every week, every day almost.
All the good news.
Yeah. All the good news. That's all the good stuff. Tuck, you got anything else?
No. Maybe get, like you mentioned earlier, get David on here. It'd be cool to see him on here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll bring some more.
Do
more
a music
Tennessee
episode or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally we're jamming.
Yeah, karaoke. Small Town Man's Karaoke Edition. All right. All right. Cliff, you got anything else?
Nothing at all, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely. Anytime.
I
Right?
appreciate
What
you
about
just coming over.
Yeah, no, I got nothing else. Fun
I
as
guess.
always.
Yep. Until next time. Peace.
I've been doing cocaine in the bathroom on the window pane, and I'm high now. Have been for 3 days, and I can't seem to come down from this misty morning haze. Well, I hear the phone ringing, but I didn't answer in time, and the choir starts singing. I'm a flaky kind of guy, but you wouldn't want to come down if you were this high. Too busy to call you, baby. Too stoned to ride. And I would have called you, honey, but there's a snowstorm tonight. You should